Two. Hey folks, we're live. It is Monday. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Hey Jeffrey, straight in there. Hope you're doing well. Cause dance a dance, intellect, me no wear water, wash clothes, me half gets the press. At any time me tired, yes me gone fair take a rest, me have girl at east and me have girl at north. Oh, Mr. Me have a girl at east, me have a girl at west, me have a girl at north, me have a girl at south. Bow tall, bow smart, bow know how fair talk, no girl out there. Just break bow heart. I'm sure it sounds more majestic, but it's the original. Let's get a little bit of background music on. It's a little bit on the louder side. Let's turn that down. Don't need it quiet that loud. Like a real dancehall MC. Turn that back a little bit. We even know you weren't Jamaican, man. Yeah, I hide it well. Yeah, I don't quite understand what's going on there. We'll switch over to Unity in a sec. No. Papa Bem Bem in a rubber dub style, New York posse in a rubber dub style, Miami posse in a rubber dub style, the Gangalai in a rubber dub style, the specialist in a rubber dub style, men don't see na in a rubber dub style, Pum Pum data in a rubber dub style, Shingen clan in a rubber dub style. Is that the follow-on line? How's it going, Lisa? Good to see you. Hope you've had a good weekend. Yeah, it's very hard to kind of post lyrics in a Twitch chat and have them kind of keep verse. No, different song, same artist. Oh, cool. All those awesome emotes. Yeah, there's the dinosaur. Corporate dinosaur. Oh, Banton. Ah. I had the feeling I might have it in your face. Right, we'll switch over to the main screen with our Unity up. Today we are going to make basically the animation controller, I suppose. So we did try starting last time. I ended up starting it the old way. So I've kind of stopped all that and we're starting it again with the new method. The new method has this kind of graphical thing going on. You can kind of control how it moves, kind of the speed, motion, all this kind of extra stuff you can do visually. So we'll work out how that all works. You have to do a quick look up and follow some guides, unfortunately, but it's how we learn. Can't learn stuff if we can't look it up. So just have a quick look for that. It's going to be animator tutorial, really, don't we? Unity Animator Animator controller beginner tutorial. Sounds like something we could use.
Hello, this is a new one for Unity.
So what will going on here? Make sure we got the I don't know, it's auto switching the auto quality to a low quality, which makes hard to see anything. Recommending we have an empty state. I probably need to delete all these okay, let's try that. We'll go with what this is. So it's a create state empty, and we'll call that empty. And make that the default state. So by default it does nothing. That's what I was saying. Okay, so that's they've got one animation, so they've basically got a I'm not sure what the actual it's a box. So this tutorial has a box and the animation is the box opening or the box closing. So the useful thing is where we have a number 1 here, 1 means play forward at speed, the default speed of the animation. If we increase that to a 2, it's twice the speed. Increase it to 3, 3 times the speed. If we put it to -1, it plays the animation at the regular speed backwards. So that's quite useful to know. Recommend we put in some variables on the left. Let's move this over there. So we've got the any state. Okay, so where we have these here, we'll remove those. So what it's recommending we do. So the entry is where it's basically it starts off, and by default it'll just play no animation, which is fine. That's what we want. And then we have an any state here, which we can then transfer from any state, I'm assuming, to any of these states. And we click on there. Okay, so it's these. So cannot preview any state transition. Destination state does not have motion. What motion should it have? Let's go back on the video slightly. Should it have the walking? Legacy animation clip walking cannot be used in the state walking. Legacy animation clips are not allowed in animator controllers. I thought I changed these from or do we have to untick them as legacy? It's debug. So untick it as a legacy. And then we can put it in there. Yes. Okay. Clear that. That's what we're going to was. So we do that same with all these. Then we'll any of these. Debug, untick legacy, go to attack, untick the legacy, and that attack, untick the legacy, and the assemble untick. We went through and ticked them all as legacy because they wouldn't work otherwise. Now exit debug mode. So that means we can go to scanning and put scanning in there. Go to assemble and put assemble. Attaco 1, Attaco 1, Attaco 2, Attaco 2. Okay. Hello, boss. How's it going? Good to see you. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. We're trying to work out the animator states. Now, I've done this once before, but a long time ago. So just kind of reminding myself. Transition needs at least one condition on exit time to be valid. So what they do in this tutorial then is they have a condition, so they add a condition. And we have to have a parameter that we pass. I suppose it could be a boolean. I suppose it could be a speed, like a movement speed. If we had walking and running, we'd have a movement speed. And then I think you could set it like if movement speed is between 0 and 2, for instance, then walk. If it's between 2 and 4 or greater, then use the running animation. And you can kind of do things like that. Quite well. What's on the agenda for Blender? Yes, those quotes are intentional. Stream. Yeah, so I'll switch up the title. Once we, well, I'm going to be doing a lot more Blender stuff after this, but there's no point making more Blender assets if it's not going to work. But for this extended Blender kind of asset stream, we're going to try and get it to move. If we can build like an animator state for it and use the animations we made in Blender, and I know what I've done in Blender is correct, I don't need to tweak anything. Because I could make all these animations directly in Unity, but having them in Blender means they're part of the asset model, the file, and I can just copy paste that to the next one easily. Blender++. Yeah. I know you can do scripting in Blender, can't you? I think, is it Python? Well, I know you can use Blender as a game engine. I don't know, I've not really looked into it, but I've heard of it, it is possible. Probably not the best idea. But because Blender can have scripting, technically you can use it as a game engine. So everything seems to come from walking to something else. So we've got like the curve here, so we can tell it to blend the transitions between different states. We'll just give it a condition, and then we'll give it, actually put a parameter in the condition. So it could be a Boolean to say, okay, what state are we in? Are we a walking state? Are we a scanning state? Preview source state, okay. So I suppose it's empty. I don't know if you need to change that around. Blender Game Engine was deprecated like in version 2, but there's a project that makes the latest Blender sort of function as a game engine, where you design everything in Blender, but Godot is the back end which makes stuff happen. Oh, interesting. And by design I mean set physics, set which object is player, enemy, etc. No custom strips, yeah, but I know it's not something that it's just doesn't work out of the box. You have to kind of play. Ordered new Mac, by the way, minutes ago. Nice. What Mac are you getting? Hopefully it arrives tomorrow, probably day after. Oh, that's exciting. I like new computer days. Soup Scammer has appeared. If you're wondering why I'm looking off the side, but I'm reading chat on my laptop right now because the screen I'd use for chat, I'm actually watching tutorials. Using my soup money to buy a Mac. Exactly. Give all this money over to send soup and spend it on Macs instead. I have not scammed. The government stole your soup. Government is scam. Yeah, I can agree with that last comment. Fingers crossed the UK government might be slightly better now. Time will tell. Valid? Yeah. But still, I thought there was a soup guarantee. I missed that bit. I looked away when they did something. Okay, so they're creating a C# script. let's go to our script. So all of this kind of stuff here, I'll leave it like this for the moment, because it'll give me some reminders of what was there. So let's say we need to have a private animator. Oh yes, that. What an average Monday evening. Talking about a scammy government and soup guarantees which have not been met. What more could you want in life? Indeed. Well, the government stole that too, and they gave me tariff for selling soup. How does the government still guarantee they might accept defeat? So when it starts up, it grabs the animator from the object and drops it into animator. Cool. Yeah, if animator is not null, do a thing. Okay, so in the update statement, if animator is not null, example of triggering animations based on input key down. Okay, so that's a good tester script. So W would make it walk, A would make it attack, S would make it attack 2, D would do scan. Lisa, let's sue the government. Yeah, I think somebody needs to. The crazy thing is, I basically auto-tabbed the AI suggestion on this code. And I'm just watching a tutorial and they're basically typing out what the AI has come back with. So this code is obviously a standard code. So what we need to do then, so these triggers are actually in this parameter list. Anyways, Mr. Junkie, I want to get a demo build with a few quests and a few recipes. I was wondering whether you'd be open to playtesting it. AI1, how do you mean? Yeah, I'm quite happy to playtest anything. As a dev myself, I can give you a better insight than a regular player. Yeah, I'm fully embrace the Copilot code AI. It's, I'd say at least probably about 2/3 of the time it's quite useful. But anyone who just blindly follows it is an idiot. Anyone who blindly follows any AI suggestions is not smart generally. But it's not to say they can be useful. Okay. Let's go back to this tutorial video slightly. So if we go trigger and go trigger walk, check my code. Yes. Walk, attack 0-1, attack 0-2 and scan. Attack 0-1. Add a trigger. Attack 0-2. So walking. So we would add the trigger down here. So walk trigger makes it take that path. This path for attack 0-1, we use the attack 0-1 trigger. Attack 0-2, use the attack 0-2 trigger. Let's just save that so far. So we need scanning and assemble as well. Also for now I want to just make a video explaining how to play instead of in-game tutorial, because I'm not sure how I want to do the tutorial. Yeah, I was thinking when it comes to play testing you kind of just have to give old school instruction, and then if that works out well then you can then make a tutorial. But there's no point making a tutorial to a process that's going to change because of player feedback. I'm glad to hear I'll post it in the Game Dev channel when I do have it ready. Awesome, please do. I'm always happy to try anyone's projects. Like anything that you guys want to share, I'm more than happy to look at feedback. I'm no expert, but from someone sort of who understands, hopefully I can help. Scan trigger, scan trigger. Scanning animation uses the scan trigger. We just need a symbol trigger. So we have a assemble and a deassemble, so we can duplicate this here. Symbol and a deassemble. I think that's how you spell deassemble. I'm not the best person to ask for spellings. Duplicate, and that is a symbol, and we make it speed -1, so that will just basically play a transition backwards. And I don't know if that needs to be -1 and that -1, but we'll go with that for now. Deassemble, and that is a assemble. Save. Any feedback would be awesome, since I'm the only person who has played. Person who made it, yeah. Any outside feedback you can get for any project is golden, really, because I'm not sure about this else if. Can we use a? I suppose we can we? No. So this is for testing, really. You wouldn't use an else if tree normally, so we'll go with this for now. Else. Idle? Do I have an idle state? I don't have an idle state. I suppose idle should be the final else, really. Is it 2 S's in dissemble? Let's double check my spelling. Just had a funny thought. What if the only how to spell websites that existed when you searched will be the only return the exact results? So if you misspell it while searching, you'd be lost. Just testing animations right now. Yes. Yeah, so I wouldn't use this for actual actual production code. The main thing is I want to see this thing work. And then we'll build a like a decision-based AI for it. So there's a dissemble. There's not dissemble. Is it disassemble? Is that how it's supposed to be? Disassemble means separate complex item mechanisms. Yes. So let's keep the English correct in here, because so disassemble. And we'll go into disassemble. Disassemble. Cool, that's all happened. We'll save that. So in theory I can just push these keys and it's going to do things. And it's just loading in the stuff. Give that a save just to be on the safe side. Assemble, capital A, disassemble, lowercase d. Way to trigger me. Yeah, because I copied it straight from Google. We'll go back and fix that in a sec. Yeah, we have any crashes, any red text. Yeah, we have a red text. What's it say? Invalid operation exception. You're trying to read inputs using the Unity Engine input class, but you have switched active input handling to the input system package in player settings. Unity input key down. Okay, so I'm trying to use key down, which is a deprecated process. Anyway, Mr. Clickbait, okay, I think I need to go now. I wish I could stay longer. See you next stream. Enjoy Blender and have a good night. You too, but thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have success with your project you're working on. I know you sort of want to get some stuff done. Oh, losing the ability to speak. But have a good night, have a good rest. I'll see you next time. So I'm probably gonna have to make a map. We'll just map it to that instead. Hugs, hey Cobbler, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you've had a good Monday so far, had a good weekend. Good day indeed. Right, let's use the input system actions. So we have an attack. Interesting. Interact, crouch, jump, previous, next, sprint. Cool. So you got some things in there. UI, submit, cancel. That's pretty cool. Let's make a duplicate of that. Rename that. Plus you can't see on the screen. We'll rename that to attack 01 and rename that to attack 02. The keyboard attack. Let's go 1. And keyboard attack 2. We'll save the asset. Drag that to that window. So rather than using key down, I guess use the input stuff now. Private inputs input system cannot declare variable static. I'm going to have to look up how to use the input system now. There's no simple way of doing these things. Right, so while this is a thing, let's change these to a capital. Keep bot happy. I'm sure it's not case sensitive within the well, it might be because it's C#. Cool. That's all happening. Go have a quick look up how to use the input system. I need to tweak Revolt Overthrow to fully use the proper up-to-date input system, rather than kind of tape the two versions together. Oh, I just noticed on my Twitch dashboard I can set up vertical streaming. So I can stream in both horizontal and vertical at the same time. So if you look at watch me on your phone versus watching me on your computer, you see slightly different screens. Interesting. And it's telling me off for only streaming in 1080p, as if anyone's got the ability to watch 2K streams. I suppose some people do. I might look into that at some point. I don't think you're going to get much out of watching me in a vertical format when I'm doing dev stuff, to be honest. If you're watching me on your phone in vertical, then all power to you. I suppose that's if you just want to hang out. Making a wheel spin giveaway system dock for OBS. Ooh, nice, Cobbler. You know, I've been thinking about that kind of thing for a while. Like, a lot of streamers have like spinning giveaway things, but they always use like a web page. They literally go to a web toy. They type in a load of things and then just click and they use it. So they basically just screen capture a website. But if you have it built into OBS as a plugin, I'll give it to you when done. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Gobbler. I'm not sure I want to do some giveaway kind of stuff, or at least the ability to do a spinner for selecting stuff, even if it's not for prizes. But I love those old spinner things. Most conventions I've been to typically have a prize spinner. It's, you spin it around, you have won a pencil. Oh, great. And there's always a prize on there, it'll be like a £50 gift voucher to this shop. Finished from it, but I keep adding stuff. Now I change my mind. Instead of wheel, there's a stripe across the screen. You scroll sideways. Oh. Nice, okay. Right, just got to do a quick Google for Unity input system. New input system in 13 minutes. Can we do it in less time? Watching a YouTube short on the input system. Most of it's setting up the input map, which thankfully is already defaulted. Here we go, it's code. Vector 2 move input. Player input is equal to. So player input is a player input. I'll enable player input. .player.enable. On disable start rigid body. We don't need to worry about the rigid body. Move input equals player input.player.move read value vector 2. If player input or player dot jump dot triggered and is on the ground, jump. Okay. By the way, I'm making the folder color tool free. Oh, nice. Well, that's very generous of you, Poplar. Oh, sorry, it takes time to build these things, so deciding to give stuff away for free is always very generous of a dev. You have to watch this short again because I was missing something. I had a talk with one of a programmer that has Blender Dev, and he made folder color tool, but it's limited and not like what I made as matching Windows icons and file preview. Oh, I know you said yeah, so people have made of sort of folder changes. So having a quick look on the Windows Store now, I can see a few different ideas on how to change what a folder looks like. He was very kind and gave me some advice, so I decided to make it free. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 'cause some people like to keep the aesthetic rather than like losing what it is. So I know Windows natively can put an icon into a folder, I think. But to actually have what looks like a native folder just in a different color. Well, there's a folder colors app on the store for £8.39. That's a lot for just changing colour of your folder. I was talking about the vertical horizontal customer users about who's going to use the tool, and you made a good point. Now come back to this. That's the thing with a yeah, keep in mind of different aspects, ratios that people use, and sort of vertical versus horizontal uses of things. Especially these days, there's lots of younger people end up using stuff in a vertical format, whereas if you're older, you're kind of brought up on horizontal. But you need to cater to both. I was just saying about Twitch. Twitch allowing you to stream in both horizontal and vertical at the same time. So I might look into that. But not for devs, like this kind of dev stuff, because this, I can't envision how you turn this into a horizontal stream. Like gaming, yes, you can put gaming at the top and the camera at the bottom, or vice versa. But this kind of stuff, you need a full horizontal. Like even watching this YouTube short is in horizontal, in vertical. It's very hard to follow because you don't code in a vertical type format. So do we have to create a... Let's go even. No, we don't want to do that. That refers to itself. Player input, player input. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch the longer video because I'm not fully understanding. Ah, so yeah, we've got Unity Engine input system, yes. Input action. So it's an input action we need. Private input action. Will charge in future for pro version. Yeah, that seems to be the best best model to use these days. They call it freemium. Oh, that's something else. is where you have basically the basic free version, and then you have a pro version which gives you a few extra options and settings to enhance the use of it. But because people can use the free version, they get a good taste of it and go, you know what, I'm going to pay for the pro version and get my extra things. Or just want to support the dev and just buy the pro version anyway. But it seems to be a good model. But a lot of people probably end up only using the free version, but there will be people that would upgrade to the pro version. Yeah, I think based on feedback I can build a pro version and pay. Nice. Let's just plug my headset in. I've not charged it. Awesome. Player controls. RB. What did I miss here? Input action. Ah, okay. Let's call it as it is in the tutorial. Golem controls. I know my name is not the same. It's supposed to be Golem with an E rather than a U. I've called so many things with a U already. So Golem controls. We done, we saved. Let's save the project. Select that. Am I missing something for this? Oh yeah, I am. Didn't make it a serialized field, that's why. Again, trying to follow people doing coding on a vertical video format is not easy. As soon as it pans over, you miss anything that was in the previous. There we go, coding controls. Left, right, forwards. Up, down, left, right, forwards. That's it. Backwards. That's binding. I suppose because this is going to be a 2D thing in the example. What I do is an up, down, left, right. Ah, and then you just apply which keys. Step that back now. So move direction. Right, so let's do this way. So go add binding. No binding. Okay. Is this even using the input system? The strip scroll price look better. Yeah, I suppose it's not a, it's a more unique kind of thing. So this doesn't actually use the mapping by the looks of it. AI metal, by the way, yeah. So the only way to guarantee I can listen to something that sounds like metal without the copyright issues. It tends to repeat. I think it's like probably like a 5-10 minute AI metal piece that just is on loop and broadcast on YouTube. Right, we'll do it this way round. We'll go path, keyboard, listen, W. I've then been accused of being AI, so there's a connection. Yes. I'll send it you with the instruction how to set it up once it's done. Should be easy. Awesome. Thank you, Goblin. Oh yeah, I'll definitely give that a go and yeah, let you know how I get on. So we've got a key binding. Can we then use that key binding? So play controls, we have move direction. Play controls vector 2. If linear velocity equals vector 2 move direction, X and Y. How does that translate again? Okay. Because it's a vector 2. and then that pulls in player controls read value. So on update, okay. Yeah. Apologies if it's not particularly exciting, because I'm looking at stuff you guys aren't able to see. So we basically want a... Let's do a set of booleans. So private boolean is walking. False, and then go is walking equals column controls dot read value. I don't know if it needs to be a vector 2, to be honest. I'll save that, see if it does anything. I don't think that's going to do it. Because that's not going to... That's just key binding. But... do you have to set up like a walk in, walk loop, walk out? No, Unity should automatically kind of handle that. So because it's got animation transitions. So if you have a idle animation and a walking animation, you can basically fade from standing still to walking as a slider. And likewise, you have a running animation, you can go slider from standing still, slide into walking, slide into running, and Unity will actually generate the movement between the different types of animation, which is pretty cool, to be honest. Like, you can go from running to swinging the sword without having to have a stop running animation, and yeah, it seems pretty cool. Working it all out is a bit more of an issue, which is what I'm trying to see at the moment. Seamless transition, yeah. Like if I go to the animator, so this is basically what the animator is here. So we've got walking, scanning, attack 1, attack 2, assemble, disassemble. If I click here, we got the example is from walking to walking. There, not a very good example. We got walking to scanning, and I can change the overlap. We've got like a little preview thing down here. Where's it? That's nice, yeah. What's going on here, let's be honest. Some weird stuff. Yeah, something. Yeah, so something weird is going on there. Yeah. I'll pick another animation. Seems to be a massive yeah. You can see it transitions. Whatever that wiggling thing going on there is the walking, and then it transitions to tack, which is where it's swinging. But I have no idea why that's doing the way it's doing it. But yeah, that's kind of how that all works. It's just triggering that process through the code now. You're trying to read. Am I still? Yeah, I need to comment all this out. So it's just got an error because I can't use input get key down whilst using the new input system. I've used the legacy system or the new system, which makes sense. Doesn't like it when you try to use both. Okay, no errors. Also nothing else. Cool. It's progress. It's not erroring, but also not doing anything. But that's because I'm supposedly pulling something here. So let's do a debug. Print is walking. Do that there. So we now have a we don't actually. Oh, it'll be on the console. Let's run that. So it should just repeat false down the bottom left. False, false, false. Okay, pushing the W key doesn't actually change anything. That's fine. So I need to understand better. I don't actually need a vector 2. I just wanted to read off the fact I've got controls here and I'm doing stuff. Maybe I need to look at another tutorial. Because most of these tutorials are about moving a character. Like, I don't want to move the character. I just want to capture an input and do something. Hoax! Hey MHL, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Monday. Good, what about you? Awesome. Yeah, it's been a pretty good Monday. Been a pretty good Monday, can't complain at all. Right, I'm going to see if I can find a good chunk of this video that's useful to me. So most of these tutorials are for older versions of Unity which don't have the input system natively in there, but now the latest version comes with the input system there, which might be part of my issue as well. While I was doing that, player controls input action. By the way, Hugs, I got a free code for a week of Claude Cowork to use. I can send to you if you're interested. Claude is a like the coding AI, isn't it? Probably would be wasted on me, but thank you for the offer. I'll probably get sort of activated and not get around to using it. It's usually the case. Ah, right. I've heard it's pretty good though. But yeah, I wouldn't want you to waste it on me though. Yeah, if anyone wants to try it, they can send it. Yeah. That's very generous of you to give that away. That's a 13-minute video. To be fair, this guy's going to full depth about the whole process. I don't really need the whole process. Like, see, the way he's doing that in this video is basically how I've done it on Revolt Overthrow, and that screams at me every time I load it up. Man, I've hit an art block on like all my arts. I don't know what to draw, write, build, compose, develop. Oh dear, MHL. Yeah, that's very easy to kind of hit a block. Sometimes you need to give yourself a very narrow scope as a challenge. Okay, tiny scope, and then sort of makes life more interesting because you go, oh, okay, I can't just make anything. I have to do it under these strict conditions. Like if you're writing like a story, limit how many words it can be, limit like it can only contain 2 characters, it can only be here. Like if you're doing something artistic, so you can only use these 3 colors, or it can only be in a 1:1 ratio. You know, think of constraints. Because as soon as you've got the ability to do anything, you go, well, what do I make? The possibilities are endless. And because of that, you never actually pick something, because you have too many options. Like for the Revolt Overthrow, that started off as just one mechanic, which was to propel an object forwards. That's what the whole game started from, just propelling an object forward. And from there, well, how is the object being propelled forward? Well, I could use a trebuchet. When using a trebuchet, like, where am I propelling the object to? Well, when using a trebuchet, it's probably towards a wall to take down a castle. Okay, I'm propelling an object forward using a trebuchet towards a castle. And so, okay, I'm doing that. How do I measure success of doing such things? And then it just expands from that. So you have a very narrow kind of scope and just follow a linear thread and expand out from there. Like if you want to develop like a game, it'd be like, well, think of a very simple mechanic, like changing the color of a square. That's your only mechanic. You go, okay, what can you build out the principle of changing the color of a square? Maybe it's a puzzle. Maybe sort of it's a timing thing. Maybe sort of the color of the square needs to be changed to match others in a timing sequence. Maybe it's a stealth game. Maybe you have to change the color of the square to be hidden against certain backgrounds, like a chameleon. And all these ideas come out of just a square changing colour. And then it doesn't have to be a square, it could be anything from that. Be right back, doggy time. Okie dokie. Hope you enjoy the walk. See you both shortly. Yeah, I'm gonna change. Remove that. So you're going to keep his walking. Because at the very least, if I can just get trigger off the walking animation. Let's go. Actually, let's just do it more. So private is attacking 01. Is attacking 02. Is scanning. There is an attacking 03, but there is a is assembling. Is disassembling. Walking, scanning, assembling, assembling. Cool, that's all the bits. Now we'll put a Civilized field. So just so I can see it in the editor. There we go. Got all those Boolean boxes now. So at the very least, if it's not doing anything, I can capture the fact I've... Well, I could even just tick the box, to be honest. Is walking. So walk, attack, attack, scan, assemble, assemble. Do that. So we don't even have to worry about the input controls, we just use tick boxes. See how this works. What's going on there? Okay, we seem to have our things grown to a massive size. Something's not quite right with the model then. Oops, what happened? I don't know. It seemed to explode in size when the animations play. Like if I go play again. Right. It's fine as a model. But as soon as it starts to animate, it changes the dimension of stuff. Maybe the armature's not applied, scale and position rotation blender, possibly cobbler. So this is why I'm testing these things. Because to my knowledge, everything out of Blender is correct, but this shows that it's probably not the case. But yeah, probably need to apply the scale at the very least. Yeah, because as soon as I start animating it, like if I hit this start walking, boom, it is now a colossus mass of rocks, and all of the rocks are jumbled together. Yeah, I had an issue like that before, saw some YouTube mentioning this a lot. Okay. So what we should do then, that's the crazy thing, is I zoom right in. That's how big it is, it's only tiny. Yeah, the scale, it seems to be way off. I mean, this would look cool if he did a roll to hit something, yeah. I was thinking of doing like a rolling attack. Maybe I will still. But this kind of enemy is not finished by any means. I still think there's a little bit more I can do with it, like even for the model itself. But I think I've done enough to actually test. Like I've created something. But we shall save that. If we go back to Blender, we're getting closer to understanding it. Because the previous versions here, that's the previous version, and that didn't quite import properly. All the textures I had to remap and stuff. This is enough for a test, yeah. Like you can see the textures come through correctly on the latest version. Because I had to go through every single rock on his body and bake individually, because they are separate objects. So I went through, baked them all, reassigned, and yeah, it just imports perfectly then, compared to how it used to. So I can delete that one. So we'll make another one, see if the scaling's correct, and then import a new version. So I'll hit save again. But once I've got this down and I know all the things that could go wrong, I should be able to just knock out a few assets quite easily. I just don't want to make a load of things and have to go back and fix them all. Let's get Blender open. This is still technically a Blender screen. And let's hide Unity. I'm looking at right now. Yeah, so all the textures I've baked down to a 2 images at the moment. What's your favourite colour of the alphabet? I like that question. world. Is that the issue there? It shouldn't be world, it should be something else maybe. World properties, well that's world properties anyway. Blue! Yeah, I would have said blue. Boss. Correct answer is 17. Now you have to give me $50,000. I could give you 50,000 doll hairs. Take my money. Ooh, excuse me. I'm wearing 2 headsets right now. Am I insane? It all depends on the purpose. There was one stage I wore like in here, in the inner earpieces, and over here ear headset, because I wasn't able to get the audio from 2 things into the same place. So that was quite uncomfortable. There's ways around that kind of stuff now. That's what I'm doing. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you have like a, I think it's banana, I want to say, is it banana mixer? Something like banana mixer. Where you can have manage all your inputs on your computer. Two regulars. So you got a cup. You got a cup from each headset here. You got like a crossover on top of your head. Voice meter. That's the one. Banana voice meter. I've not used that for a few years, but I was looking into that to be a solution, but I didn't need it in the end. Because you have multiple inputs, multiple outputs. Very useful. A few streamers have used it. I hate it. Too complicated. Yeah, it was more complicated than it needed to be. I've worked with physical mixers, so I kind of understood what it was doing. But yeah, it certainly could have been a lot easier to use. Yeah, there should be an easier way to do it. Yeah. Like, it's not a complex kind of concept. It's just I don't think many people have tried to tackle it as a solution to try and find a way around it. Don't need to use such a thing, or if I did, I would figure out how to create one. Yeah. Welcome back. I hate ukuleles. You have made this quite apparent. Welcome back, Jeffrey. Was there ukuleles on the dog walk? Might have to Google what's going on here. To Google! So, Control A. Apply all transformations. Y4 is Z up. That's what I've got anyway. Let's go save as. Export AFBX. Minus Y forward, Z up. Uncheck add leaf bones. Ever told you I weigh myself before and after poops? I don't think you've actually mentioned that one, but it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing to do. That's fair enough. So technically, you could work out how much you've dropped off. You should do the same thing and we can compare. It would be an interesting metric. Likewise, you could do a weigh before and after of having a meal. So how much weight do you actually put on for a meal versus how much do you lose afterwards. Like imagine the scales next to the yeah, I can imagine the scales next to the toilet. Yeah, in my house, I have the bathroom and then I have the toilet. So I would have to. Actually, no, we don't have scales in our bathroom anymore. We have scales in our kitchen because there's not so much room in the bathroom. So anytime we need to weigh ourselves, we weigh in the kitchen. There's more space. Does mean you have to be wearing some kind of clothing, but so I would have to go to the kitchen, weigh, and then go up the toilet. I have the exact same scales in the kitchen. By the way, you saw my scales today. They held my vinyl in place and they had to be sitting in the kitchen while I rebuild my shelves. Ah, okay. Oh, scales. I think the kitchen is a great spot so you can weigh yourself before you cook. Yeah. So that'll be an interesting metric to kind of plot. Is it okay? Like how much weight gain from having, say, a pizza? Like the weight, you know what the weight of the pizza is. So in theory, you should weigh the equivalent of an additional amount equal to the pizza. But I suspect you might weigh less. You'd weigh less than what you weighed before eating the pizza plus the pizza. I reckon there'd be some kind of weight loss in the process. That's if you don't have anything to drink with it. And then you'd have to weigh the liquids as well. Oh, think about your life decision before cooking. Yeah. There you go. Well, you are a few grams on the heavier side. Do you really want to have that pizza? It'd be a good weight loss tip, wouldn't it? Weigh yourself before every meal and go, yeah, let's just have the salad. Now the cool thing with my scales, they're Bluetooth. You can open the app on your phone, and you don't even have to write anything down. It just automatically updates the app, and you can just scroll back through all your previous weights and even see a graph that moves across. It's pretty cool. What are we doing for time? Ooh. Let's see if I can import this. Where did I actually export it to? I did export it to there. So why is it not in that folder? Where is it? Let's go back to Unity. We'll remove that one. And we shall drag in this new one. He's actually standing upright here now. I didn't check the lighting. It's got his own light attached. Let's delete him. Go back to Blender. Go save. Go export again. So take off the camera. So we want the armature, the mesh. So Y4 set up. Will that actually export? Okay, well, go back to Unity then. Apparently it's exported, but yeah. See, that just didn't work out very well there. Right, delete. Go to here. Delete the FBX from there. Try once more. Is it working now? It was started to work, but I exported it with the lighting, unfortunately. So I tried to export it again without the lighting. And didn't go too well. So let's try this again. Go back to Blender. Once more, export FBX. So minus Y forwards, Z up. Apply transformations. Apply units. Take into account current Blender unit settings. If unset, raw Blender units. Right there it is, right. Go back to Unity. Once again. So I don't understand why the preview down here shows him on the floor. So the Golem controller and the animator in there. Animator has the animator controller on it. And then we want to add the script. And we shall hide the original. Save that. Hit play, see what we get. That's more promising. It's not exploding now. Let's go attack. It's facing the wrong direction, but attack 2. Scanning. Disassemble. Oh, that speed is a bit. Okay, so I've got assemble and disassemble the wrong way around. That's not a major thing. And the transitions are way too sharp. But these are all things for tweaking. So where's the camera? Okay, so the camera's facing us, but the animation turns them around. But we can hit play again. And go back to the scene. As soon as I go to do an animation, the animation seems to position it differently. Yeah, that's effectively working. Might be still something to adjust because as soon as the animation starts, it doesn't animate from its standing position. It kind of moves the model, which I don't want it to do. I don't want it to be moving the model. Well, not within the world space anyway. So something I might have to check. There's got to be something within the animation that determines its world space when it does the animation. If I hit play again, so walking was the first. Was it the first thing I ever tried? Yeah, walking might have been the first animation I ever did. So let's try it with another animation. Yeah, as soon as I hit any of the animations, it teleports to 0, 0. Does that mean I have to put it inside a container? So if I go empty and go golem and then put that inside the container and go save, and hit play. Actually just thought so it needs to be 0, 0, 0 within the container. See, that's the thing as well, like that is the default. That's the default positioning, despite me saying, like in Blender, I'll probably have something somewhere that I've not applied the rotation, because it considers him being face down as being the correct rotation. Almost done with the spiner. Yeah, so I think I might have to go back into Blender once more and make sure the correct rotation is in place. Then we'll look at wrapping the stream up soon. Let's see x-axis. Go save as copy. Let's make a new file. Generally, once I'm happy with this, I can go back and delete all the extra versions. But our reward spinner, of course. Nearly done with it. Awesome. So do I need to apply? What was the do Control A? Apply rotation. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Lisa. Inspiration has hit you. Ooh, hopefully it wasn't too hard there, Mitchell. Like a tiny little, kind of not really boulder. Still selling emotes. Still selling awesome emotes. Yeah. Are you hurt, MHL, by the inspiration? Yes. Good. So minus Y forward, Z up. Best Inspiro is the Inspiro that hurts. Yeah, I can get behind that. Let's go for number 12. Anyway, I just remembered the lore for storyline called BOG. Sometimes it won't let you sleep. Yeah. Yeah, when you just have to work on something because that inspiration is just too strong. I'll explain in Discord because I don't want to write out 3 paragraphs. That's fair. Don't blame you. Let's go back to Unity. Basically, it looks like he's face down in a swampy puddle or something there, isn't it? Can't be very healthy for him. So he's still face down there. Right, let's delete that one. 12, let's delete 12 again. Delete the effects for 12. And delete that as well. Let's go back to Blender. So what about this is... Not sure what else I can try here. What's deltas? Not sure if I need to do a delta rotation. The standard, like applying the rotation should surely, like it's facing minus Y, which is the front, which is what I specify when I export it, and Z is up, which is what I specify when I export it. Maybe one of the other settings I'm not applying correctly. So minus y forwards, scale. FBX all. Let's change it to that. Let's do that. Let's go back to Unity. Still face down. Although he's not face down there. See, the rotation is compensating for the rotation here. So it's going minus 90 and minus 180. That doesn't bother me for the minus 180, but why is the X importing with a minus 90 on it? If I've applied the rotation, in theory then, I just hit play. Just want to see it do this thing. I would like to not have to apply a minus 90. See, it's doing this again now. Once more to Blender, and then we'll wrap the stream up. go through these individually, just in case. Minus way forward, Z up. Apply modifiers, don't really need that in there. Done that again. Back to Unity. Yeah, still got the. I've got minus 90 applied to it now, but it hasn't got the minus 180, which is something, I suppose. I'll give this a test and then we'll call it a night. I didn't apply anything else to it, did I? Alrighty. I need to put that into there. I need to add an animator and put the control in there. Yeah, it's broken again. No idea what I've done differently. But we'll look at it next time. Switch over to the full camera. We've made some progress and we've gone backwards a little bit. But I don't know. There's some kind of transform that's not applying correctly in Blender. So we're just going to come out of Blender, going to come out of Unity, and I will look at this next week. But we'll be back on the Wednesday with Jeffrey and Lisa, doing probably doing Trine 5, I suppose. So you get a bit further than that. Have a good night. Jeffrey's busy, but also says good night. See you Wednesday. Yes, indeed. See you Wednesday. Looking forward to playing co-op stream. Lovely stream. Thank you, Gobbler. Thank you for being here. It's been good chatting to you also. Thank you, MHL. Thank you, Cobbler, Lisa, Jeffrey, Bot, who stopped in earlier, and everyone who's been lurking. I see some names on the list. I'll be back on Wednesday. So until then, hope you have a good week.
Epic.
Stream was epic as always. Thank you, Lisa. We'll send it in Discord. Awesome. Thank you, Cobbler. I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah, have a good week until Wednesday. You have a good night, and I'll see you then. Good night.